What's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today I'm trying something a little bit different. We are going to try to knock out the 4 Veranda Series RVs in under 20 minutes. And these are the RVs that kind of took the industry by storm with the rear back patio. So today we're going to take a tour of the 22 Veranda, 32 Veranda, 34 Veranda, and the 42 Veranda. So whether you are a solo traveler, couple that's looking for a little bit more room, or somebody that needs, a massive RV for a family, you got a little bit of everything. Drop a comment, let me know what you think about this style of video. So we're gonna be moving a little bit quicker than normal as we fly through these. However, each and every one of these is an RV that I have done a full tour and breakdown of. I believe I did them back in the expo in September, but we are gonna start off with the 22 Veranda. You're going to see, pretty much the basics here on the outside. You have the aluminum sided construction, one slide on this model, but let's dip on in. I think this is such a nice looking unit. And the reason why I wanted to do these today is because I am down at Funtown RV's campground. So I flew down to their superstore, this morning. I woke up at about 4 in the morning, got to the airport by 5, and, show up here around 10. But they are having a lot party, so there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. So shaved ice, hot dogs, lower prices. But I'm going to be putting the price of these units as we go through because they drop down these to nationally low prices. They got a few too many of them, so they're really trying to unload them. Plus, I'll be here through to Sunday. So from the day that you're seeing this, Thursday or Friday morning, I'll be here through Sunday. So make sure to come out and say what's up. But this patio actually does slide in. You're also going to see you have things like a griddle. I also like how it's a metal cooktop. Babe, if you're watching, I love you. A little sink that can also be stowed away. And you're going to see this is going to be common as we keep moving forward through the Veranda series. You're also going to have the outdoor refrigerator. But I mean, what do you guys think about the dimmable lights out here? They all also, too, have JBL speakers, but they're also going to get misters as well. Now, this one is the 22 Veranda, so it's going to be predominantly made for a couple or a solo traveler. You have your one slide over here with a big old L couch, additional sleeping over there. Again, notice the crescent moon kind of backlight. My wife absolutely loved this. When this first came out, this really was a truly unique experience to see this brand. You have a fireplace. That's going to be the Innaflame. It's going to put about 4,800 BTUs of heat. So it'll heat the entirety of this camper, no problem. You also have probably about a 50-inch TV. This tabletop right here actually does collapse in. You have the price of $36,888. They actually did lower it down. So that should pop up on the screen or, at the beginning, at the end, wherever it might be. But I'll also put that down in the description, links directly for it. Because if you're not able to make it this weekend, that sale, will keep on continuing through. I like you have the little garbage can right there. You got plenty of overhead storage. The microwave is right here behind this too, which I think gives it a nice little, sleek kind of look-a-rooney to it. But look at that right there. Pretty darn snazzy. 12-volt refrigerator, so that'll be able to be ran off of the solar if you would like as well. And then, of course, you got your bathroom set up. You got the mirror for the old bowling gun, baby. You also have the Suburban on-demand hot water heater. That'll be the same throughout each and every one of these, so I probably won't really mention it too much, just kind of glance over it from here after. But I do love this. Not a lot of RVs have the kind of the thought to make something, even though this is a relatively inexpensive RV in the camping industry, it doesn't look cheap by any means, which I really like. So again, this was the 2025 Wildwood 22 Veranda. So now we're going to head on over to the 32 model, but drop some comments as you come along. You got your power tongue jack, 2 20-pound propane bottles, and then I do really enjoy the side metal here as well. And then obviously you have your plug-ins, black tank flush where you put in your water, and then your sewer outlet connection. And then you flip it around, and this one is going to be another variation for a couple. However, or solo traveler. Every time I say couples, people always get on my grill that there are solo travelers. So it'd be a mighty large RV for one though. But this is going to be the 32 Veranda. So again, a little bit larger. You do have the accent lighting here on the sides, which if you come right into here, that's where you click that on. So I think coming in at night, it'll shine up like justice. You have a really nice size awning right there as well. And then look at the window coverage you get here over on the campsite. And notice that there are no slides here on the campsite as well. And then you come in, you know, obviously the aesthetics are exactly the same with that blade lighting, you know, the crescent moon kind of detailing in there. But now in this one, instead of having kind of that horseshoe for your dinette, now you get things like the waterfall finish for the island, for the dinette right here. So you can have some storage, a place to sit down, maybe play some apple juice pong, enjoy some of the camp life. You have your refrigerator. You're also going to get something like a really nice sized pantry instead of that pull-out pantry. Nothing wrong with the pull-out pantry, but this definitely provides you with a little bit of extra room. And then the sofa, if you notice, got kind of reworked there too as well. Tinted windows, and each one does have the bamboo roller shades to stop the old skin from sizzling, you know, and keep the nosy eyes out. And you flip it on over to here, your TV, fireplace. Another thing I should have mentioned too, the fireplace does have a tempered glass top finish, which I think just really kind of adds to it. And we'll get back over to the sink and the microwave over there. But I mean, look at all these windows. Now coming out into the back, it's going to be that same back patio, baby. So you got your JBL speakers, you have the misters. You come out here, hopefully you're somewhere, you know, pretty darn nice. Like, this is a beautiful place. By the way, when you purchase an RV, like if you were to buy this bad boy right here, backup camera prepped, this is available for Funtown's customers to use, which I think is really neat because it gives you the opportunity to learn how to use your RV after you get, you know, a demo. Because I don't know if you're anything like me, you know, after the demo process, there's just some things that I'm going to forget. And I think the opportunity to be able to actually use it is pretty nice. They actually have 20 of their units right now are sitting out for their sales crew from across the country, and they're actually, you know, staying in an RV. So if you guys haven't sold an RV before, you got the sink with the plastic bowl right there. You got the hitting those dishes from all angles. But their salespeople actually will stay out in an RV for a couple of days. And as someone that has sold RVs for, you know, the better part of over a decade in my life, plenty of room to stand in there, by the way. The amount of salesmen that don't even know how to use an RV is pretty darn astounding. So having these guys stay out here and do some training prior to being able to sell, I think is a really big benefit. Now right here, you're going to have the VersaTilt. So it's the king bed 66 by 78. But what's nice is you can get in on the right. You know, you got storage over there on the left. You're also going to get a closet with washer and dryer prep too as well. So notice how I can come in and out and flow a little bit easier because of the fact that you're on that VersaTilt. Now when you close it up, it's going to be about 15 inches that come out to right there. So you can squeak through, but during the day, you know, dropping that is pretty darn nice. But all right, so this one was the 2025 Wildwood 32 Veranda. And again, the pricing, you know, should be up on the screen, or it will be somewhere very easily accessible once we figure out the editing. I left my laptop at home, so I'm going to be editing on the old phone Aruski. So we'll see how that works out and what I can do to, you know, wrap things up. Battery disconnect, propane, power tongue jack, you know, the same exterior siding here, and then of course you have all your sewer outlet connections and all of that, along with your Suburban on-demand hot water heater, cable, satellite, black tank flush, the works. And then coming around the back side, this is going to be where your plug-in is, and then you have your LP quick connect as well. And I believe I mentioned it, but backup camera prep, side ladder prep, and then of course the misters. Now the next one here in the lineup is the 2025 Wildwood 34 Veranda, and this is one that would speak to me quite a bit, because as you guys know, if you guys have watched my videos, and if you haven't, I appreciate you guys making it this far. If you guys could hit that like and subscribe button for me. But this is one of their models that actually has bunks, which is pretty darn cool. And you notice it is getting just a little bit bigger as well. You got your pass-through storage for all your kids' junk-a-rooney. You know, whether it's the kids or the wife, you're figuring out a way to fill it up, I can tell you that. But now you're going to come on into here. You have your oven and your you know, your microwave right off the bat as you walk in. Again, remember, it's hidden right behind here. And then you got, oh, look at that. It's a good place for the old bowling gun. But you got that waterfall finish, that same dinette, so perfect place to sit the kids. But you also have the bunk beds right back here. So same backside finish as the 32 Veranda. However, you get the pantry, but since you have kids, you're also going to have the pull-out, and this is getting stuck on something. I'm sure there's like a travel lock that I'm missing. But this will pull out, yeah, it's right there. But this will pull out for the pantry that we saw in that 22 veranda. So pretty darn cool. And again, what do you guys think about all of the windows? More places to sleep. I'm just going to pop the head out there just to kind of show it to you since we're here. Might as well take a look at it. You got the mini fridge, place for a trash can. You got your sink. You got your griddle. Imagine whipping up all the fixings. Just having a good old time right there. And then you flip it back around. Bada bing, bada boom. "12-volt refrigerator." So again, that'll run off of the solar panels or your batteries when you're driving down the road. And then you have your bunk model. Both of these are going to be emergency exits, so you don't have to pick which kid is the favorite. Each one of them has an equal opportunity to head on out when needed. Got the shower. Got the plastic foot flush Throne-A-Rooski. You got another mirror, another gun. And now you're here into the bedroom. And I just like how this bedroom is set up because, again, you have the footpaths over here onto the right, which is really nice and convenient, especially if you guys have, like, you know, dogs or, you know, little kids. Like we got a 3-year-old. So having them crawl up in the bed, you know, with mom and dad, just makes life here a little bit easier. And the controls for the VersaTilt will be located right here. I'll tell you, it's actually a little bit easier than I thought to fly through these on the full tour. So maybe I'll start doing some more kind of like 4-in-1 videos, 5-in-1 videos, maybe my favorite bunk models, toy haulers, you know, things like that. Definitely drop some comments, give me some feedback, and let me know what you think. Now, this one here is also going to have the power stabilizer jacks. You have your spare tire here up underneath the side. You're also going to have your battery disconnect there too as well. You got your one slide over here on this side, and this is going to be an absolutely massive slide, as you can see. This is going to be what I would consider a super slide. And then you have all your waste holding tanks down there as well. And then coming around, you got your propane fill. Bada bing, bada boom, you are good to go. And there's the back end of that. Now we are over to the Mac Daddy. This is the 2025 42 Veranda. This is going to be their destination. So this is going to be awesome. This is actually the first RV in the entire industry that has a dinette up in the loft. And I'll show you what I mean by that here in just a second. But I'm going to give you a quick little 360 around this thing just to take a look at it because it is pretty darn big. But you're going to get your dual awnings with the soft glow blade lighting there up underneath, which I think just looks, you know, really, really sharp. And this one in particular also has the 2 slide toppers as well, which is, you know, nice because you don't have to worry about brushing off your slides or anything like that. You had the battery disconnect there in that back deck, just like the other ones. This is going to be your docking station with your power. You also have your freshwater connection, city water connection, your sewer holding tanks, low point drains, cable, satellite, and then, you know, of course, you got a little bit of storage there up under the bed, which we'll see here in a little bit. But the dry weight on this thing is like 14,500 pounds or something like that, if I remember. Yeah, 14,550, 41. I'll tell you, I got more RV knowledge stuck in the old noggin. I don't even know why I'd remember something like that, but it is what it is. But all right, so now let's head inside. We might run into, I know Savannah's running around here. If you guys watch Savvy About Campers, I might be interrupting her video. Are you in here? Okay, I think she's out. Maybe not, who knows. All right, so this is gonna be that destination. So now the island is getting a little bit bigger. So you're gonna have table for 4, but now you also have the sink built in as well with the accent lighting above, you know, and below. And I love how you get those little ringlets right there. These are also going to be powered recliners. So the other ones were all, you know, kind of manual, which is obviously not a problem. But these ones get so much taller, so having the ability just to zip those on down makes life just a little bit easier. You're also going to get the TikTok sink with the cup cleaner. You got the whoosh, 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 hitting those dishes again from all angles. You got your waterfall, and then you flip around. You're also going to have your residential appliances. So you got your, my favorite French microwave, the Lucia, and then you have the Lucia for the oven, the 4-top burner to whip up all the fixings with enough room to cook a turkey in that bad boy. You also have your LG refrigerator, and that gives you a little peek here of the loft. Now, moving on around, you're also going to get some really nice, you know, air circulation there with that fan. But I mean, look at this. This is a residential view. Now, we're down at a campground right now, Granted, it's not the craziest campground I've ever been to. It's not the fanciest, but it is pretty darn close. I mean, look at that view out there. Imagine just hanging out here, having a meal, having breakfast, and you have this to the back, and then whoever's sitting on the other side is just looking out right through here through the windows. I just think how nice is having this much window coverage. You know, sure, it might let in a little extra heat, but that's what you got those bamboo shades for. Another TV, you got your JBL speaker controls right over there. You're also going to have your fireplace as well, like the others. And just a reminder, 4,800 BTUs of heat. You're also going to see that you have the foldable patio. And this patio is a little bit bigger just because it is a little bit bigger of a camper. But basically, you have like a little hood vent right there to help circulate, you know, any type of the heat that's coming out and disperse that. Then you have your JBL speakers, you know, your Greystone griddle. And then look at that thing. You got the old Everchill right there. Sink. And now let's go show you one of the coolest things in an RV I ever did see. There's your control panel, by the way. You also have a central road vac down here below me. So this is going to be your Insignia TV. But I mean, look at that. Let me see if I can... I mean, how cool is that to have that little drop-in so you can actually sit down inside of it? I just think that is such a... I mean, it's cool because the kids have something like we have. So at our house, we have 4 kids. So we have 16, 13, 11, and 3. And having them have their own area is really nice. The only negative of this camper is maybe, and I'm surprised, maybe I'm missing something, is that this bathroom is a little bit dark. But heck, I don't think that really matters. But you also have the 4 ports for water spits out. You got the porcelain foot flush throne. You got another mirror. Again, even though this is the destination, you do have the tankless on-demand hot water heater. And then you're coming on into the bedroom. And you got yourself plenty of windows. You got yourself a little bit of a dresser situation. You know, TV that tilts up again to give you a little bit more walking room. So you can get to the washer and dryer just a little bit easier. I think it's pretty darn cool. But drop a comment, let me know what you think. I know I went kind of fast through all these, but again, just as a reminder, I do have full tours of each and every one of these, so I'm going to set the playlist down in the description along with a link for Funtown RV. And if you guys are in the area and you guys are buying an RV here, make sure to mention mine or Savvy About Campers for your free starter kit. So that'll be from Friday through Sunday. So if you guys purchase, get a little extra little freebie. But all right, guys, hope you guys have a wonderful one. Again, this was the 4 of the Veranda series. Have a great day. See you. Rum-dum, might as well give you another look. Might as well give you another look. Rum-dum-bum-bum. Rum-dum-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. There's a golf cart top. You are not all that great at photography. Rum-dum, nobody's watching. Nobody's watching. And if they do, they're making fun of you. Rum-bum-bum-boo. Something done to do. I think that'll do. Rum-dum.